I think I have uploaded all materials to. So you can already see the materials for today. But since we have some unfinished business from last week, we are going to continue with the challenge about the limit from one side. Okay. So have you understood what we were doing in this challenge? Anyone still have any questions here? Anyone? If you don't have any question, I suppose that you understood materials already, so we don't need to uh, talk about this two challenges or three or four. So I think you can do it by yourself then. Now we are continuing with the limits involving sine theta over theta. The idea is that, okay, if we have a limit of sine theta over theta as theta goes to 0, and this theorem says that it is equal to 1. I'm sure that you have learned about it in your high school, so I don't need to remind you about this. Just start with the example. So now we are asked to show that whether the limits are correct or not. Okay, first for the question A, we can use the half angle formula cos h equals to 1 minus 2 sinus squared sine squared h over 2. So with this we have, okay, we can replace cos h with 1 minus 2 sine squared h over 2, so that it will become minus 2 sine squared h over 2, because we have 1 minus 1 0 here, then over h. And we can divide the upper side and lower side by half. So we have this form now. In this case, okay, let's just copy it here. Here, okay, let me use red color. So here we multiply by half over half, so that we can get this form, the right side form. Now here we have, okay, if we have theta equals to h over 2 and h goes to 0, then what can we conclude? If h goes to 0, then h over 2 goes to, if we have h goes to 0, then h over 2 goes to what number?
0.
0. That's correct. That's why now we have this form. Instead of using h goes to 0, we use theta goes to 0, and we replace h over 2 with theta. Now we have the form of this theorem, so we can do the limits immediately. So now we have minus and limit theta goes to 0 of sine theta over theta is 1, and limit theta goes to 0 of sine theta is 0. So we have the value of this limit to be 0. And for the second one, basically we are doing similar things as above, but here we multiply by 2 over 5 for the numerator and also the denominator. So, okay, wait. I think I put in the wrong place. It should be here. We multiply by 2 over 5 for the numerator and also the denominator. Why? Because if we multiply both numerator and the denominator by the same number, then we get then actually we are multiplying them by 1. So we get this form now. And as we know, if x goes to 0, then 2 of x also goes to 0. So that's why we can apply the same thing as this theorem. So you see here, if the number, if we have the same thing here, 2x and down also 2x, and if we know that the 2x also goes to 0 as x goes to 0, then actually this theorem applies. Yeah. And we can have this limit x goes to 0 of sine 2x over 2x is 1, and multiplied by the constant 2 over 5, so we have 2 over 5. For this example, any question?
2x.
Yeah. No? Any question?
No, sir.
No. Understood? So then I suppose that I can skip the rest of this slide. We can continue with the next slide. So you can work on this example. You can read it in the slides. You can read it by yourself. The idea is that if you find a limit of trigonometric function, try to find this type of form. That's the idea. That after that you can work on the limit very easily. For the challenge, well, just a quick challenge. Anyone knows what the limit of what is the value of this limit? What is the value of this limit?
Zero.
You sure? Well, anyone else? Okay, let me just do a quick return to this example B. Anyone notice what is the value of limit x goes to 0 of sine 2x over 5x is actually, we are actually just taking the coefficient, right? So we have 2 over 5. So in this case, what is the value of the limit?
3 over
3 over 4.
3 over 4. Okay.
Over.
You can try to redo the same thing as we did here by yourself at home, so that we can just jump to the next material, which is about continuity. Well, before I continue with this slide, any questions? Any questions?
Sir?
Ya.
Kan tadi itu kita diiniin jadi 3/4 ya koefisiennya. Nah, itu sin sama limit zero-nya kemana ya? Apakah kita pakai di setelahnya atau kita tidak pakai lagi?
Questions, good observations. Basically, what we do is the same thing as here. We have this. The difference is that now we use y instead of x. That is not a problem at all. Basically, we change it into a form that we have. We have sine theta over theta. So if we have sine 2x, we want to make the denominator also 2x. And then we do the same thing as what we did here. So we can guess that if x goes to 0, then of course 2x also goes to 0, right? That's why we can change it into this form later on. And then we get, okay, limit x goes to 0 of sine 2x over 2x is basically 1 because of this theorem. Then we have only 2 over 5 left here. Nothing happens in this case. So we try to, well, we just do a quick review on this. Limit. So this is equal to limit y goes to 0 of sine 3 y over 3y times um, 3 over 4, or should I say, okay, times 1 over 4 over 3. Okay, now we have this form, and we know that if y goes to 0, then of course 3y also goes to 0. We let theta equals to 3y. Then in this case we have theta goes to 0. So in here we can make it to be like this. Limit theta goes to 0 of sine theta over theta multiplied by 3 over 4. 3 over 4 is because we have 1 over 4 over 3. So we have it, no, we just simply flip the quotient. And here, limit theta goes to 0 of sine theta over theta is equal to 1. That's why we have the limit is 3 over 4. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. It's very clear. Thank you.
Now we jump to continuity. What is a continuity? Continuity is basically, okay, if we take a look at this example, at which number, at which x, this function is not continuous. If we take a look at this example, at x equal to 1, the function goes to 0 and then jump to 1, then continue. So there is discontinuity here at x equal to 1. And also at x equal to 2, there is also a discontinuity because the value of the function is actually 2 and not 1. So here we have a blank circle. At x equal to 3, the function is continuous because, okay, there is no discontinuity. And at x equal to 4, the function is not continuous because the value of the function is not the same as as what the curve, as where the curve going to. So what is actually a continuous function? Basically, a continuous function, a function is continuous. So a function f is continuous at a point C if the value of the limit as x goes to C is exactly the same as the value of the function at that point. So if we see here, at x equal to 3, what is the value of the limit? At x equal to 3, what is the limit? What is the limit? Anyone?
I don't know, sir.
We have learned about limits last week. So what is the limit x to 3 if we approach 3 from the left? The function, okay. Then let me change my question. Where is the function in this picture? Where is the function in this picture?
Y equal to fx.
Yes, but in this picture, where is the function? Here, it is stated that the function y of x fx is graphed above. So where is the graph of fx in this picture? Which one? The black lines or the blue lines and the dots? Okay, what is the black lines in this picture?
Pardon me, sir.
The black lines, the horizontal black lines, what is it? And what is also the vertical black lines in the picture? Black lines. Do you know what lines is? What a line is? In Bahasa, if you are not confident with English, what is line in Bahasa? Okay, let me state it in Bahasa Indonesia. Di gambar ini, garis horizontal dan garis vertikal adalah aksis. Yang mana gambar dari Y sama dengan Fx, gambar dari Y sama dengan Fx adalah yang warna biru. Ya. Yang warna biru. Itu adalah Y sama dengan Fx. Okay, now let me return to English mode. So now let me re-ask you the questions. Where is Fx in this picture?
Blue line.
The blue line. Okay, now my next question is, what is the value of Fx at x equal to 3?
2.
2, that's correct. What is the value of Fx at x equal to 2?
1.
The
2.
value of Fx at x equal to 2 is actually this filled circle, which is
2, sir.
2.
2,
What
sir.
is the value of Fx at x equal to 4?
Half.
0.5.
Yeah, well, it is somewhere between 0 and 1. Okay. it can be 0.5 and your answer might be correct. What is the value of fx at x equal to 1?
1.
Okay. Now, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let me restate the limits in bahasa. Limit dari sebuah fungsi itu ada kalau nilai limit dari sebelah kiri dan dari sebelah kanannya sama. Oke, pertanyaannya adalah limit fx saat x menuju 3 dari sebelah kiri, berarti kita berangkat dari 2 ke 3. Dari 2 ke 3. Ya. Kita berangkat dari 2 ke 3, nilai limitnya berapa?
2, sir.
2. Oke. Kalau limit dari sebelah kanan, di X sama dengan 3. Dari sebelah kanan berarti kita turun dari 4 ke 3 X-nya. Berarti Fx-nya seperti ini ya, kita berangkatnya. Dari yang tidak ada bolong, dari lingkaran yang bolong ke lingkaran yang berisi. Nilai limitnya berapa?
1. 1.
Dari kanan, limit X menuju 3 dari kanan. X-nya dari 4 ke 3, berarti fungsinya dari mana ke mana?
1 ke 2.
Nah, berarti nilai limit dari kanannya berapa?
2.
2. Berarti limit kiri sama limit kanannya sama nggak?
Sama.
Sama. Kalau limit kiri sama limit kanannya sama, berdasarkan materi minggu lalu, nilai limitnya ada atau tidak? Let me back to this slide. If the limit, the left limit, so limit kiri itu yang pakai tanda minus ya, berarti kita mendekati C dari kiri pakai tanda minus. Limit kanan itu yang pakai tanda plus. This theorem says that if the left limit, the left hand limit equals to the right hand limits, then the limit exists. And the value of the limit is exactly the same as the left hand limit and the right hand limit. Oke, saya kembali ke sini. Kembali ke mode bahasa Indonesia ya. Limit kiri saat X menuju 3 berapa?
2.
2. Limit kanan saat X menuju 3 berapa?
2.
Berarti nilai limit saat X menuju 3 berapa?
2.
2.
2. Oke. Sekarang saat X menuju 1, limit kirinya berapa?
1.
X menuju 1, limit kiri. Berarti dari kiri ke kanan. Gitu ya. Limitnya berapa? 0 ya.
1.
Karena fungsinya turun. Dari sebelah kiri kan fungsinya turun menuju 0 ya. Limit kanannya berapa?
1.
Limit kanannya 1. Nah, oke. Limit kirinya 0, limit kanannya 1. Limitnya ada atau tidak saat X menuju 1?
Tidak.
Tidak ada ya. Tapi limit kirinya ada, limit kanannya ada, limitnya tidak ada. Bisa dipahami? Oke. Sekarang saat X menuju 2, limit kirinya berapa?
1.
1. Limit kanannya?
2.
Limit kanannya?
1. 3. 2.
Ya, dari 3 ke 2 kan X-nya dari 3 ke 2 berarti limit kanannya ini ya. Berarti limit kanannya berapa?
3. 2. 1.
1. Nilai fungsinya kan yang warna biru ya. Fungsinya kan yang di Y ya, yang berdiri yang di
Oh.
vertikal.
Kirain
Kita mau mendekati X2 dari kanan, ya. Nilai fungsinya mendekati berapa? Ya. Berarti limit kirinya berapa tadi?
1.
1. Limit kanannya?
1.
1 juga ya. Berarti nilai limitnya saat X menuju 2 berapa?
1.
1. Tapi di sini nilai fungsinya berapa?
2.
2. Nah, menurut ini ya, definisi ini, kalau nilai limitnya, tadi nilai limitnya berapa? Saat X menuju 2?
1.
1. Sama nggak dengan nilai fungsinya saat X sama dengan 2?
Udah.
Nggak sama ya. Kalau nggak sama berarti menurut ini, berarti dia tidak kontinu di titik X sama dengan 2. Bisa dipahami?
Nggak continue itu gimana maksudnya, Pak?
Tidak kontinu itu berarti nilai fungsinya itu ya. Ini kan fungsinya garisnya sebenarnya ini ya. Garis horizontal, kemudian naik, kemudian turun ya. Tapi di saat X sama dengan 2, dia ada lompatan tiba-tiba nilai fungsinya ke atas 2. Berarti kan grafiknya dia ada yang terputus di sini ya. Betul nggak?
Iya.
Ada yang terputus ya. Karena ada yang terputus di sini, berarti grafiknya tidak mulus ya, tidak kontinu. Berarti ya, tidak mulus ya. Berarti kita bisa bilang dia tidak kontinu di titik X sama dengan 2. Bisa dipahami sekarang?
Bisa, Pak.
Ya. Pada dasarnya begini. Let me state it in English. So, a function f is continuous at C if the limit exists and the function is defined at that point and the value of the limit is equal to the value of the function at that point. Atau dalam bahasa Indonesia ya, limitnya ada, nilai fungsinya ada di titik C, ya, limit X menuju C-nya ada, nilai fungsinya ada di titik C, dan nilai limit sama dengan nilai fungsi. Oke. Di kasus X sama dengan 2. Nilai limitnya ada, tapi sama dengan 1. Nilai fungsinya terdefinisi, ada. Nilai fungsinya 2. Tapi nilai limit tidak sama dengan nilai fungsi, maka dia tidak kontinu di titik X sama dengan 2. Now let me switch back to English. Okay, at X equal to 1, is it continuous or not, the function?
No.
No, that's correct. At X equal to 3, is it continuous or not?
Yes.
Yes. Because what is the value of the limit?
2.
2. And what is the value of the function at that point?
2.
Also 2. That's why since the limit and the functions are equal, then the function is continuous. Okay, now the question is, at X equal to 0, is it continuous or not?
Yes.
Now let me switch back to bahasa so that you can understand it easily. Oke, limit kanannya berapa saat X menuju 0?
1.
1. Limit kirinya?
0.
Limit kirinya tidak ada karena fungsinya tidak terdefinisi di sebelah kirinya 0. Betul tidak?
Betul.
Nggak ada fungsinya kan ya sebelah kiri ini ya? Berarti limit kirinya ada atau tidak?
Tidak.
Oke, limit
Enggak.
kanannya 1, limit kirinya tidak ada. Berarti limitnya ada atau tidak?
Oh, iya. Enggak.
Tidak.
Limitnya tidak ada ya. Kalau limitnya tidak ada, berarti otomatis dia kontinu atau tidak? Tidak. Oke, sekarang di titik X sama dengan 4, apakah dia kontinu atau tidak?
Enggak.
Enggak.
Tidak, karena apa?
Kanannya enggak ada.
Limit kanannya tidak ada. Now, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Yes. However, even though we have at x equal to 0, the function is not continuous, we have another definition that is right continuous and left continuous. What is right continuous? Right continuous means that if the limit of the function as x goes to c from the right, so from the right with the plus sign, is equal to the value of the function. So, can anyone point which x that is right continuous? Which x's that are right continuous? Dalam bahasa Indonesia, dia disebut continue kanan ketika limit kanannya ada dan nilai limit kanannya sama dengan nilai fungsinya. Kira-kira di sini yang limit kanan, yang continue kanan yang mana saja? Oke, di X sama dengan 0. Limit kanannya berapa?
1.
1. X sama dengan 0 juga. Nilai fungsinya berapa?
1.
1. Berarti nilai limit kanan sama dengan nilai fungsi atau tidak?
Sama.
Sama. Berarti dia continue kanan atau tidak?
Iya.
Ya. Ya, di X sama dengan 0 dia continue kanan. Oke. Is it understood? Is it clear? Now, let me ask you the questions in English again. At x equal to 1, what is the right limit? The limit from the right. At x goes to 1 from the right, what is the value of the limit?
1.
1. Okay. And what is the value of the function at x equal to 1?
1 also.
So
1.
1.
Then at x equal to 1, is it right continuous or not?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's correct. At x equal to 2, is it right continuous or not?
No.
No. Why?
Because function nilai fungsi sama nilai limitnya beda.
Because the value of the function and the right limits are not the same, right? Okay, at x equal to 3, is it right continuous or not?
Right
Yes.
continuous.
Yes. Why? Because the right limit, what is the value of the right limit?
3. 2.
2. And the function? What is the value of the function?
2.
Also 2.
Also 2. That's why it is right continuous. Okay. Now at x equal to 4, is it right continuous or not?
no.
No. Why? Does the right limit exist at x goes to 4? What is the value of the right limit as x goes to 4?
Enggak ada.
So the right limit does not exist. So of course, at x equal to 4, the function is not right continuous. Now, is it clear?
Clear, sir.
No. We have right continuous. We also have left continuous. The difference is that now we see the limits only from the left. Okay. Now, can anyone point to me which x that is left continuous? Which x? that is left
Equal to 1.
continuous. Yeah.
X equal to 1.
Let's see, x equal to 1. What is the value of the left limit?
One.
At x equal to 1, the
Zero.
left limit is 0.
Oh yeah, 0. Oh my gosh.
And what is the function at x equal to 1?
1.
1. So
One.
is it left continuous or not?
Not.
No.
No.
Okay. At x, okay. At which point this function is left continuous?
3.
None.
3 is left continuous or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Why? Why? Because the value of the left limit is at x equal to 3. At x equal to 3, what is the value of the left limit?
2.
2. Because if we go from the left, the function goes to 2. That's why the left limit is 2. And what is the value of the function at x equal to 3?
2.
Also 2. Now the conclusion is it left continuous or not?
Continuous.
Left continuous. That's correct. Okay. Is it clear? Anyone have questions? Any question? Any question? No? Is it clear?
I think now, sir.
I'm clear, sir.
Well, sir.
Yes.
Now, I don't want to jump into this example, but actually you can see if you graph this function. If you graph this function fx equals to square root of 4 minus x squared is actually a semicircle. It's a half circle over the x-axis. And this graph is continuous over its domain. So from -2 to 2, the function is continuous. And it is right continuous at x equal to -2 and left continuous at x equal to 2. Well, you can try to check it by yourself by using this definitions. And also for this step function this is wrong. Actually, this is x greater or equal to 1 and x less than x greater or equal to 0 and x less than 0. So for this example, let me correct it here. It should be 0. Here also 0. And for this example is right continuous at x equal to 0 because as x goes to 0 from the right, the limit is 1. And the value of the function at x equal to 0 is also 1. That's why it is right continuous. But this function is not left continuous nor continuous because the function is not left continuous. Even though it is right continuous, we cannot say that the function is continuous. Okay. You can try to check whether this statement is true by trying to graph the function by yourself at home. But I want to jump into continuous functions. Basically, what is a continuous function? A continuous function is a function that is continuous at every point in its domain. So, let's talk about this first problem. What is the domain of y equals to 1 over x? What is the domain of what is the domain? So the domain of x is all real numbers x except x equal to 0, right? Or we can say that the domain is x not equal to 0. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Why the domain is all real numbers except x equal to 0? Why?
Because it's a continuous function.
Because no, because at x equal to 0, because at x equal to 0, the function is not
Not defined.
Understood? Okay. Now, at any point, x except x equal to 0. So at any point at x not equal to 0, does the function continuous or not? Is the function continuous at any points except x equal to 0? So let's say, what is the value of the limit? Okay. Limit x goes to c as c not equal to 0 of 1 over x. What is the value? Okay, let me state it in bahasa. Limit x menuju c saat untuk sembarang c, c-nya tidak sama dengan 0 dari 1 per x. Kira-kira nilainya apa?
1.
1 per
1
c ya.
C.
Nah, berarti di sini kira-kira dia sama dengan nilai fungsinya nggak, nilai limitnya? Di semua titik di domainnya. Nilai fungsinya kan 1 per x ya. Nilai fungsinya kalau x-nya saya ganti c, berarti kan 1 per c, ya kan ya?
Sama.
Sama.
Ya.
Nah, karena limitnya sama dengan nilai fungsinya, di mana-mana ya, di mana-mana kecuali c sama dengan 0 ya. Jadi selama c-nya tidak sama dengan 0, nilai limitnya ada dan nilai limit sama dengan nilai fungsi. Berarti di semua titik c, kecuali c sama dengan 0, fungsinya kontinu atau tidak?
Iya, continue.
Kontinu, karena nilai limit sama dengan nilai
Fungsi.
Fungsi.
So that is actually that is precisely the definition of continuous function. So suppose that we have an interval. Let's say here in this case, the interval is, okay, or we can say that the interval is basically from minus infinity to 0, from open interval minus infinity to 0, union 0 to positive infinity. So let's say we have this interval. At any point in this interval, the function is continuous. In this case, we can say that the function is a continuous function. Is it clear now? Okay, if you are not confident in asking me directly during the class, I mean in the class with your mic open, you can send me a message to my Microsoft Teams privately, and I will try to answer your question in this class. Now, let's talk about the properties of continuous function. So this theorem says that, okay, if we have f and g continuous at point x equal to c, then all these 7 rules holds. The sum is also continuous, the difference also continuous, the constant, if we multiply the function by a constant, the resulting function is still continuous. If we multiply both functions, if we multiply 2 continuous functions, the function is still continuous. If we divide the 2 functions, provided that the denominator is not equal to 0, the function remains continuous. And if we power it by some positive integer, the function remains continuous. If we take a root of the function, it remains continuous. For example, since we have discussed about this last week, the limit of a polynomial is actually the value of the polynomial at that point. So if we have polynomial like this, the polynomial is always continuous. And if we have 2 polynomials, px and qx, then the rational function bx over qx is also continuous as long as q at point C is not equal to 0. Any questions? Is it clear?
Still clear. Yeah, clear.
Now, the challenge. In the interval from -1 to 3, does the function here continuous or not? From x from -1 to 3, is the function here continue or not? Oke, in bahasa, di interval dari min 1 sampai 3, fungsi yang digambar warna biru ini continue atau tidak?
Tidak.
Atau, oke, kalau tidak, mengapa? Ada titik yang tidak continue?
Ada, sir.
Ada di mana?
Di 2.
Di x sama dengan 2 ya. So, since we can find a point that makes the function, since we can find a point for which at that point the function is not continuous. So here in this case at x equal to 2, you see a blank circle. In this case, the function is not continuous here. That's why in this interval, we cannot say that the function is continuous. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, on the interval from -1 to 3, does the function here continuous or not? Dari interval -1 sampai 3, fungsinya continue atau tidak?
Tidak.
Tidak.
Oh.
Mengapa? Mengapa?
Ada titik yang terputus, Sir.
Di mana?
Di X sama dengan 1.
Ya, betul sekali ya. Oke, yang lain paham?
Paham.
No. At what point is the function below continuous? So, for this,
Sir,
ya,
I want to ask, berarti kalau ada titik putih gitu nggak continuous ya, Sir?
iya. Pada dasarnya kalau ada titik putih itu kalau digambar itu tidak kontinu.
Sir, kalau seandainya gambarnya kayak gini, Sir, cuma titik putihnya itu ternyata terisi, Sir. Itu
Titik putihnya
berarti
terisi
continuous?
itu tidak mungkin, berarti fungsinya salah. Karena apa? Di sini pada saat X sama dengan 1 nilai fungsinya sudah ada jelas nilai fungsinya 0. Jadi kalau di sini yang titik putihnya ini terisi juga berarti secara definisi fungsinya tidak tepat. Karena
Berarti
untuk 1x ya, kita balik ke slide di awal-awal ya. Untuk 1x yang sama, fungsi itu tidak mungkin memiliki dua y yang berbeda. Gitu. Bisa dipahami?
Oh, berarti, Sir, kalau continuous itu gambarnya harus nyambung ya berarti, Sir?
Ya.
Oke, thank you, Sir.
So in this case, for this challenge, let me explain to you how to deal with this kind of questions, because I think next week we have a quiz, your first quiz, I think. Are you prepared? Are you ready? Okay, at what point is the function below continuous? Okay, can we factorize the numerator and also the denominator in this case? But okay, the numerator is already in its simplest form, so we have x plus 1. Can we factorize the denominator?
X minus 3 and X minus 1.
Okay. X minus 3 and X minus 1. Okay. So at what points do the function here not defined? So what is the value of x so that the denominator equal to 0? X squared minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0 if x equal to something or x equal to something. At what points does this denominator equal to 0?
Plus 3 or plus 1.
Yeah, x equal to 3 or x equal to 1. Okay. My question is, at x equal to 3, does this function define or not? Is it defined or not? At x equal to 3, no. Why?
Because penyebutnya jadi 0.
Yes, because the denominator is equal to 0, then in that case we don't have the the function is not defined. Okay, at x equal to 1, is it defined or not, the function?
Not also.
Also no. So now let me go back to the questions. At what points is the function below continuous? The answer is at any real numbers x except x equal to 3 and x equal to 1. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, the next question. At what point is the function below continuous? Okay. For all x not equal to 3, the value of g of x is actually x squared minus x minus 6 over x minus 3. And then we factorize the numerator. What do we have up there?
X minus 3.
X minus 3.
X
X plus 2.
plus
Okay, now in this case, since we are considering all points, all x except x equal to 3, so at x not equal to 3, then in this case, can we cancel the term x minus 3? Oke, karena kita melihat hanya di x selain 3, ya, kan fungsi itu terdefinisi selama penyebutnya tidak 0, ya kan ya. Makanya pada dasarnya kita tidak boleh asal coret kalau kita punya pembagian. Tapi karena kita hanya melihat saat x tidak sama dengan 3, boleh nggak kita coret x min 3-nya?
Boleh.
Boleh. So, at any point x not equal to 3, we have g of x actually equals to x plus 2. So my question is, at any point except x equal to 3, does this function continues?
Yes.
Yes.
continue.
However, at x equal to 3 now, does this function continues?
Yes.
Yes. Why?
Because it's equal to 5.
Yeah. Yes. Why? Because if we take a look at the limit, x goes to 3, g of x is actually equals to limit x goes to 3, x squared minus x minus 6 over x minus 3. Why we don't use the 5? Why we use the x squared minus x minus 6 over x minus 3? Oke, mengapa kok limitnya bukan yang 5, tapi malah yang pembagian polinomial? Karena saat kita menghitung nilai limit, kita sebenarnya menghitung nilai limit, fungsinya menuju titik berapa di sekitar titiknya. Jadi di sini kita mau melihat nilai limit saat x menuju 3, bukan saat x sama dengan 3. Makanya kita pakai gx yang atas, bukan yang bawah. Bisa dipahami?
Bisa, sir.
Okay, now, so in this case, we have limit x goes to 3x plus 2, which is equal to 3 plus 2, which is equal to 5. In this case, well, we actually have equal to g of 3. Jadi nilai limitnya, ternyata nilai limitnya, walaupun kita pakai fungsi yang atas ya, nilai limitnya adalah 5. Karena kita bisa coret yang x min 3-nya tadi ya. Ternyata nilai limitnya adalah 5. Dan kebetulan nilai fungsinya juga 5 di saat x sama dengan 3. Berarti di x sama dengan 3 dia continue atau tidak?
Continue.
Continue ya. So at x equal to 3, the function is continuous. So in this case, is it continuous at any points x?
Yes.
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 The answer is g of x continue for all real numbers x. Okay. Now, is it clear? Is it clear? Any question?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's go to composites. So basically, we are trying to connect the continuity with composites. So if we have f continuous at point C and g continuous at point at f of C, then the composite g of f is continuous at C. So, dalam bahasa Indonesia, kalau kita punya fungsi f itu continue di titik C, kemudian kita masukkan nilai fungsinya, nilai fungsi fc ke G, dan ternyata fungsi G itu continue pada titik fc. Maka komposisinya G bundaran F itu continue di titik C. Ini nanti kalian bisa pelajari, tapi untuk sekarang masih apa namanya? Apa ya? Untuk ini sepertinya akan lebih mudah kalau saya jelaskan dengan bahasa Indonesia ya. Jadi fungsi ini continue di natural domainnya. Ya, kira-kira domain dari Y sama dengan akar X kuadrat min 2X min 5 itu apa? Di sini yang kita lakukan adalah, oke, kita punya komposisi dari fungsi akar ya, akar X, yaitu ini, atau GT sama dengan akar T, dan fungsi Fx sama dengan X kuadrat min 2X min 5. X kuadrat min 2X min 5 itu continue di mana-mana, karena dia polinomial. Sedangkan GT, akar T, itu continue hanya ketika apapun yang di dalam akar ini nilainya tidak negatif, yaitu dari 0 sampai positif tak hingga. Sampai di sini bisa dipahami? Sampai di sini bisa dipahami? Oke. Fx adalah polinomial, berarti kalau polinomial limit fungsinya pasti sama dengan limitnya pasti sama dengan nilai fungsinya kalau polinomial. Setuju?
Yes, sir.
Ya?
Iya, sir. Yes.
Oke. Sedangkan ini fungsi akar itu dia hanya continue ketika apapun yang di dalam akar ini tidak negatif. Jadi apapun yang di dalam akar ini harusnya dari 0 sampai positif tak hingga. Sepakat?
Sepakat.
Oke. Berarti apa yang dimaksud di sini di contoh ini adalah domain dari Y sama dengan akar X kuadrat min 2X min 5 itu adalah apapun X yang membuat X kuadrat min 2X min 5 itu selalu tidak negatif. Betul tidak?
Betul.
Betul ya. Jadi itu natural domainnya. Nah, karena kita tahu di domain saat apa namanya? X kuadrat min 2X min 5 itu tidak negatif, akar ini selalu continue. Berarti pada domain itu, pada natural domain itu, fungsi Y sama dengan akar X kuadrat min 2X min 5 itu continue. Itu yang dimaksud dari contoh ini. Bisa dipahami? Bisa dipahami?
Iya, sir.
Nah, now why we are talking about composite function? Why? Because if we want to compute, if we want to evaluate a limit of a composite function, So suppose that g is continuous at the point B and the limit of f of x is b, then we can actually move the limit inside the function. So for example, we have this. Okay, limit x goes to 0, square root x plus 1 times e power tangent of x. So if we put x equal to 0 at square root x plus 1, is the square root defined or not?
Define.
Defined. Why? Because 0 plus 1 is 1, which is positive, so we have the square root. Okay? And
Okay.
if we substitute x to tangent x equal to 0, tangent 0 is, what is the value of tangent 0?
0.
0. Then e power 0 is
1.
1. Okay. Now we have that the function is continuous at x equal to 0. In that case, if we have limit like this, we can move the limit inside the square root and also inside the power, like the second row here. So square root of limit x goes to 0 of x plus 1 times e power limit x goes to 0 of tangent of x. And then from that case, we can easily compute the limit. Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Clear. Now we are talking about continuous extension to a point. So sometimes, for example, in this in like this example, okay, I have put that example here, so you can actually see it here. So sometimes we have, for example, this piecewise function. So sometimes we have a function that does not make sense at a point x equal to c. For example, if we only take a look at the top one, so if we only take a look at x squared minus x minus 6 over x minus 3, at x equal to 3, the function is defined or not? At x equal to 3, the function here, the upper function, x squared minus x minus 6 over x minus 3, does it have any value at x equal to 3? Oke, saat x sama dengan 3, x kuadrat min x min 6 dibagi x min 3 terdefinisi atau tidak?
Tidak.
Tidak, mengapa?
Karena penyebutnya jadi 0.
Karena penyebutnya jadi 0. Okay. Here, the first sentence actually refer to that case. So, the function does not make sense at some point. So, here, this function, x squared minus x minus 6, does not make sense at point x equal to 3. Now, but actually, we can extend the domain to include x equal to c. So in this case, if we only consider this function, this upper function, if we only consider this, if we only consider this function, then the function is not continuous for all x. Agreed? Oke, kalau kita cuman ambil fungsi ini saja, x kuadrat min x min 6 dibagi x min 3. apakah dia continue pada semua interval di sebarang nilai X?
Kecuali 3, sir.
Ya, dia tidak continue untuk semua X ya, karena dia tidak continue saat X sama dengan 3, betul tidak?
Ya.
Okay. Now, it says that, okay, we can actually extend the domain of F to include X equal to C. So, here, the first place, the domain of X squared minus X minus 6 over X minus 3 is everything, all numbers except X equal to 3. Agreed?
Agree, sir.
Jadi X kuadrat min X min 6 dibagi X per 3, dibagi X min 3, itu domainnya adalah semua titik X kecuali X sama dengan 3. Betul tidak?
Betul, sir.
Tapi kalau misalkan kita mau memasukkan X sama dengan 3, boleh nggak ke domainnya ini? X kuadrat min X min 6 per X min 3. Boleh nggak kita masukkan X sama dengan 3 itu ke domainnya?
Enggak, sir.
Di definisi naturalnya dia tidak boleh ya, karena tidak terdefinisi. Nah, what we are saying in this slide is basically we want to try to extend the domain so that it include X equal to C. So in this case, we want to try to extend the domain so that it includes X equal to C. Kita mau memperpanjang domainnya supaya X sama dengan 3 itu bisa jadi bagian dari GX. Nah, bagaimana caranya? So if f of C is not defined, but the limit exists and the limit is equal to L, we can define a new continuous function f of X by the rule like this. Okay, so the domain, we still have f of X and the domain remains the same, but at X equal to C, we add an additional value L here. Contoh itu sama seperti yang ini ya. Jadi pada dasarnya X kuadrat min X min 6 dibagi X min 3 itu tidak continue di titik, tidak terdefinisi saat X sama dengan 3. Kemudian kita extend domainnya supaya memuat X sama dengan 3. Kita kasih nilainya 5. Karena kita tahu limit dari X kuadrat min X min 6 dibagi X min 3 saat X menuju 3 adalah 5. In this case, we say that this function g of x is the continuous extension of f to x equal to c. Jadi fungsi yang baru ya, fungsi gx ini disebut sebagai continuous extension dari x kuadrat min x min 6 dibagi x min 3 untuk x sama dengan 3. Understood? Any question? Any questions? Kalau kalian malu-malu bertanya, boleh kirim chat ke saya ketika kuliah berlangsung ya, ke Microsoft Teams. Nanti akan saya jawab di kelas dan tidak akan saya sebutkan namanya siapa. But if you really want to go abroad, you have to be more confident in asking questions because otherwise you will be left behind by the others. Is it clear for this illustration? For this definition of continuous extension?
I think
It's clear for me, sir.
Ratu, apa tadi?
I think clear for me, sir.
Okay. For example, we want to show that f of x has a continuous extension to x equal to 2, and we want to find that extension. Okay. The function has a continuous extension if the limit exists and we know the limit. In this case, even though if we put f of 2 is not defined. Because of why? Because if we put x equal to 2, the denominator is equal to 0, which makes the function not defined. In this case, if we only consider x not equal to 2, we can actually factorize the numerator and the denominator, and then we cancel the numerator and also the denominator, which contains x minus 2. In this case, we have x plus 3 over x plus 2. In this case, we have new functions, which is x plus 3 over x plus 2, that is equal to fx, that is equal to f of x if x not equal to 2, but is continuous at x equal to 2. Understood? So we have new functions here. New functions that is equal to fx if x not equal to 2, but the function is also continuous at x equal to 2. In this case, the capital Fx is the continuous extension of f to x equal to 2. And we see that the limit is the same, which is 5 over 4. Okay, any questions before I jump to the next slide?
No, sir.
No. I hope no questions because it is clear. Now we are learning about limits involving infinity and asymptotes of graph. Okay, I'm sure that the limits involving infinity you also already learned about this in your high school. So I think I can go a little bit quick. So these are the formal definitions of the limit as x approach infinity, but you don't really need to remember these formal definitions. What you need to know is this example, okay? So from this theorem, we say that all the limit laws before that we learned in the last week, all the laws also holds for a limit as x goes to infinity, either goes to plus infinity or minus infinity. Now, okay, how to compute it? If we have limit x goes to infinity from 5 plus 1 over x, then we can use the sum rule, which we split the limit into limit x goes to infinity of 5 and limit x goes to infinity of 1 over x. And then in this case, we have 5 plus 0, because 1 over something that is very big is actually going to 0. So that's why the limit is 0. And now the limit here is equal to 5. The limit of 5 plus 1 over x as x goes to infinity is equal to 5. And the rule, the limit laws also, we can also apply the laws to product, to multiplication, which is called product rule. So we split the limit like this. So we have limit x goes to minus infinity of pi square root of 3 times limit x goes to minus infinity of 1 over x times limit x goes to minus infinity of 1 over x. So we have this equal to 0. Now, the challenge. Okay, for this graph of f of x, what is the value of limit as x goes to 2? Please be more active, please. I want to express something in Bahasa, but This is international class. I hope that you understand my complexion. So what is limit x goes to 2 f of x? Hello. Okay, Sarah Nur Salma. What is limit x, limit f of x as x goes to 2?
I don't know, sir. Sorry.
Oke. Apa limit kirinya apa ketika x menuju 2? X menuju 2 nih ya. Limit kirinya apa? Sarah?
2.
Limit kirinya nilai fungsinya berapa?
Yang
Ini x menuju 2, x menuju 2 tuh yang ini ya. Ini x menuju 2 ya. Limit kirinya apa? Grafik fungsi yang warna biru menuju nilai berapa?
0.
0. Oke, limit kanannya berapa?
Limit kanannya 0.
0 juga. Berarti limitnya berapa? X menuju 2?
0.
Oke. Now let me ask somebody else. Okay, Hanifa. What is limit x goes to -3 from the right of f of x? Hanifa,
Yes, sir.
x goes to -3 from the right. What is the limit?
2.
X goes to -3 from the right.
Oh, from the right is -2.
-2, that's correct. Okay, now Muhammad Fikri Wicaksono. What is the answer for C? Fikri,
Yes, sir.
what is the answer for C? Limit x goes to -3 from the here, from the right or from the left? Fikri. Fikri, where are you?
Yes, sir.
What is the answer for C? Limit x goes to -3 from the here we use the negative sign, which means from the left or from the right?
I think from the left, sir.
From the left. Then in that case, what is the answer for C?
Sir?
Limit x goes to -3 from the left. What is the value of the limit? -3 is here. What is the value of the limit from the left? Berapa nilai limit kirinya? Berapa limit kirinya, Fikri? Well, Fikri. You can ask your friend.
2 maybe, sir.
Yes, that's correct. Be more confident in your answer, okay? Your answer is correct. Okay, now let's go to the next person. Firya Al-Atikah.
Yes,
Firya.
sir.
What is the answer for D? What is the answer for D? X goes to -3. You can answer in bahasa. Limit X menuju min 3 dari fx berapa? Firya? Firya?
Aku belum terlalu ngerti, sir.
Nah, kalau belum terlalu ngerti kenapa nggak tanya? Oke, sekarang saya mau tanya dalam bahasa Indonesia ke Firya ya. Limit ada ketika apa? Saya mau lihatkan ini. Limit ada ketika apa? Firya?
Ketika sama, sir.
Sama apanya? Sama apanya? Di sini jelas.
Ya,
Apanya?
sama limitnya.
Limit apanya? Limit yang pakai tanda negatif ini disebut limit apa?
Limit kanan kirinya, sir.
Oke, yang pakai tanda negatif ini limit apa?
Limit kiri,
Kalau yang pakai tanda positif?
limit kanan.
Yang lain, menurut yang lain jawaban Firya betul atau tidak?
Betul.
Betul ya. Firya harus lebih pede ya. Oke. Sekarang kembali ke sini. Limit X menuju min 3. Tidak ada tandanya berarti syaratnya adalah limit kiri dan limit kanannya harus sama. Oke, limit kirinya X menuju min 3 berapa, Firya? Limit kirinya berapa?
Plus 3, sir.
Plus 2. Limit kanannya?
Kanannya min 2.
Min 2. Berarti limit X menuju min 3 fx ada nggak?
Nggak ada, sir.
Nggak ada. Karena apa? Nggak ada karena apa?
Karena beda limit kanan dan kiri.
Ya, betul. Ya. Sekarang sudah paham, Firya?
Sudah, sir.
Now we go to Firano Saputra. What is the answer for E? What is the answer for E? Limit X goes to 0 from the right. Firano,
Yes, sir.
what is the answer for E?
0.
X goes to 0 from the
Right.
right. What is the limit as X goes to 0? X0 is somewhere here, right? What is the limit from the right? Limit X menuju 0 dari kanannya apa, Firano?
Sebentar, sir.
Sir, may I ask, sir?
Ya.
Sorry sir, but I'm still confused about the different the C and the D1. Jadi itu kan yang satu min 3, yang sama-sama min 3 nih sir, yang C sama D kan sir. Cuma yang C itu kan ada kayak pangkat negatif ya itu sir.
Pangkat negatif, ya.
Itu maksud
Pangkat negatif itu artinya limit kiri. Pangkat
Limit.
positif itu artinya limit kanan. Sedangkan yang ini tidak ada pangkatnya ya. Ya kan? Berarti dia
Iya.
limit dua sisi, limit kiri kanan harus sama.
Oh, I see. Oke.
Nah, sekarang semuanya sudah paham limit
Hmm.
seperti apa? Yang ada pangkatnya, ya. Kalau pangkatnya plus itu limit kanan, pangkatnya min itu limit kiri. Kalau tidak ada berarti limit kanan kiri. Limit dua sisi ya. That's why in this slide we actually talk about two-sided limits ya. Limit dua sisi. Oke? Oke, now return to Virano. Virano, limit X menuju 0 dari kanan, Fx berapa? Virano,
Sorry sir, mic-nya. -1.
-1. Okay, you are correct. Now, Johanna.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the answer for F?
Maybe, maybe that's 3 or okay.
This is actually a hard question. This is the hardest question up to this point.
I don't know, sir. Yang ini I don't know.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay because this is quite hard. Limit X menuju 0 dari kiri. Saya pakai bahasa Indonesia saja supaya mudah dipahami. Grafiknya di sini sebenarnya tidak berhenti ya. Jadi maksud grafik ini sebenarnya masih terus ke atas. Jadi artinya di sini limit X menuju 0 dari sebelah kiri dia akan menuju, dia tidak pernah menyentuh apa namanya y-axis ya. Dia tidak pernah menyentuh apa namanya koordinat x sama dengan 0. Jadi dia sangat dekat dengan 0 tapi tidak pernah menyentuh, dia tetap naik ke atas terus. Di sini nilainya limit X menuju 0 dari kiri adalah positif tak hingga. Bisa dipahami?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So now Johanna, what is the answer for F?
Positive infinity.
Yes, correct. Okay, now let's go to the next person. Dava Jihan. What is the answer for G? Dava Jihan. Dava, I hear. Dava. No? Dava is not present. Okay. Gahara.
Halo, sir.
Yeah, what is the answer for G?
Yes, sir.
limit x goes to 0 of f of x. Oke. Gahara, limit x menuju 0 dari fx berapa? Oke, saya tanya lagi ke Gahara. Limit kirinya berapa? X menuju 0.
Kirinya saya
Limit
masih
kirinya berapa?
terlalu paham maksudnya.
Tidak paham atau tidak mendengarkan?
Tidak paham, saya mendengarkan cuman saya masih kurang paham soal limit kiri kanan.
Oke, limit kiri saya bantu. Limit kiri kan tadi sudah ada yang menjawab ya.
Iya, cuman saya masih belum paham, sir.
Iya, tapi kan jawabannya sudah ada tadi ya. Limit kiri berapa? Lihat, fungsinya, grafik fungsinya yang mana, Gahara?
Grafik fungsinya yang min 3 bukan, sir?
Kurva yang warna apa? Oke, di gambar ini grafik fungsi f itu yang mana? Yang warna hitam, abu-abu, atau biru?
Di saya biru semua, sir.
Hah?
Di saya gambar warnanya biru semua.
Oke, kita punya garis hitam ya. Sumbu Y, garis hitam juga, sumbu X. Garis abu-abu ini, kotak persegi-persegi ini.
Ya,
Terus sama garis garis warna biru. Bukan garis ya, kurva warna biru. F itu yang mana?
F itu yang garis biru.
Yang warna biru kan ya. Semua yang warna biru ini grafik dari F.
Ya.
Oke, limit kirinya berapa? Oke, limit kanannya dulu deh yang gampang. Limit kanannya berapa? Tadi sudah dijawab oleh Virano.
Limit kirinya min 1.
Limit kanannya adalah min
1.
1. Limit kirinya?
Limit kirinya 0. Kan?
Limit kirinya dia fungsinya naik terus menuju positif tak hingga.
Ya.
Oke, limit kiri dan limit kanannya sama atau tidak?
Tidak.
Tidak. Karena apa? Karena limit kirinya berapa?
Karena limit kirinya infinite.
Limit kanannya?
Min 1.
Min 1. Berarti kalau gitu G ini limitnya berapa? X menuju 0.
X menuju 0 infinite bukan?
Oke, pertanyaan saya limit kanan dan limit kirinya sama atau tidak saat X
tidak.
menuju 0? Tidak. Kalau tidak sama berarti limitnya ada atau tidak?
Kalau tidak.
Tidak. Berarti jawaban untuk G apa?
0 bukan, sir?
Tidak ada limitnya.
Oh, tidak ada limitnya.
Tidak ada limitnya karena dari kiri dan dari kanan tidak sama ya. Kalau dari kiri dan dari kanan tidak sama, limitnya tidak ada.
Oh, seperti itu. Oke, thank you, sir.
Now go to Ola Amalia. Ola Amalia.
Yes, sir.
What is the answer for H? Limit x goes to positive infinity of f of x. Limit x menuju positif tak hingga, berarti dia x-nya jalan ke kanan terus.
One.
Yes, it's correct. This is quite a hard question, but you answered it correctly. Now, the last question before I end this session. Siti Alia.
Sir?
Yeah, Jason?
Can I ask why the answer is 1?
Okay. Let me answer it in bahasa. Pada dasarnya, senasib dengan ini, kurva yang di tengah ini ya, yang naik terus ke atas. Yang warna biru yang paling kanan ini, ya, di sini dia sebenarnya dia akan selalu menuju 1, tapi dia tidak pernah menyentuh 1. Jadi dia akan selalu berhimpitan dengan 1, begini. Jadi semakin lama x-nya bertambah ya, as x goes to infinity, when x increases, the value of f of x is also increased, but by a very, very, very small margin. Basically, well, you can say it's 10 power minus a million, or 10 power minus a billion, or 10 power minus a trillion. So it's increased only by a very, very, very small margin. Jadi kurvanya itu hanya naik tapi kecil banget. Ya. Dia tidak pernah menyentuh 1, dia hanya berhimpitan dengan 1. Tapi karena dia menuju 1, nilai limitnya kita sebut sebagai 1. Seperti itu. Bisa dipahami?
Sir,
Ya.
kan itu nggak ada tandanya, Sir, infinite-nya. Berarti dari kiri sama dari kanannya itu gimana, Sir?
Nah, karena limit menuju tak hingga itu kita tidak peduli dari kiri dari kanan. Kalau dari menuju tak hingga, menuju positif tak hingga, itu berarti sama seperti kita mencari limit dari sebelah kiri. Karena apa? Sampai tak hingga itu kita tidak bisa melihat tak hingga itu angkanya berapa, betul nggak? Bisa
Betul.
jadi 1 juta, bisa jadi 1 miliar, bisa jadi 1 triliun, bisa jadi 9 kali 1 triliun, bisa jadi 900 kali 1 triliun, bisa jadi 1 triliun kali 1 triliun, tapi dia angkanya akan naik terus, betul nggak?
Betul.
Nah, karena angkanya naik terus, kita tidak tahu sebelah kanannya kan apa ya? Betul nggak? Karena saat X menuju tak hingga, setiap kita punya misalkan 1 juta, sebelah kanannya pasti ada 1 juta 1. 1 juta 1 itu juga X menuju tak hingga sebenarnya. Jadi kita akan selalu menuju ke sisi kanan. Berarti ini kalau menuju positif tak hingga itu sebenarnya sama seperti kita mencari limit kiri. Ilustrasinya seperti itu. Bisa dipahami sekarang?
Bisa, Sir. Berarti kalau yang itu yang negatif infinite, limit dari kanan.
Iya, berarti kira-kira nilainya berapa? X menuju negatif tak hingga dari fx. Tapi Jason kan ya yang tanya ya. Jason, X menuju
Yes,
tak
Sir.
hingga dari fx limitnya berapa?
X menuju tak terhingga dari fx.
Menuju negatif tak hingga dari fx.
Sorry. Menuju
Dia
negatif
semakin lama akan semakin menuju
nol. 0.
Ya. Yang lain paham?
Yang negatif infinite aku belum terlalu paham, Sir.
Sir?
Ya, silakan.
Tapi kok kenapa jadi 0 ya? Kenapa nggak jadi minus tak hingga gitu?
Kan nilai fungsinya kan yang vertikal ya.
Oh.
Yang sumbu Y kan
yang Y.
Yang X-nya yang menuju negatif tak hingga. Sehingga kalau kita lihat gambarnya yang warna biru ini, dia turun tapi lama-lama semakin melandai, semakin menuju 0. Bisa dipahami?
Oke, I see. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Let me stop here. Let me stop here. You can try to okay, well, just one more challenge. Okay. Can you predict what is the value of this limit as X goes to positive infinity?
One, sir.
1. Something that is divided by a very big number. Oke, saya jelaskan dalam bahasa Indonesia lagi deh, supaya lebih mudah pahamnya. Nilai dari sin 2x. Nilai dari sin 2x itu, where is my cursor? Sin 2 sin of 2x what is the range of sine of 2x? Range-nya sinus 2x apa?
All real numbers.
Range-nya sin, apa trigonometri sin ya. Sin itu nilainya dibatasi dari mana sampai mana?
Oh, 0 to 1.
-1 to 1.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Ya.
-1 to 1.
Sin itu nilainya selalu dari -1 sampai 1 ya. Jadi meskipun kita perpanjang x-nya ke positif tak hingga atau ke negatif tak hingga, dia nilainya selalu -1 sampai 1, naik turun terus. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, since we know that the sine of 2x is somewhere in let's say somewhere y in -1 to 1, and we divide it by something very big that is infinity, what is the value? Jadi suatu nilai yang sangat kecil ya, dari -1 sampai 1, tapi kita bagi dengan nilai yang sangat besar, positif tak hingga. Kira-kira nilainya akan menuju berapa?
Tak hingga.
Menuju
Apakah tadi seperti tadi, Sir?
Ya.
Menuju tak hingga akhirnya menjadi 0.
Ya, karena pembaginya sangat besar ya.
Iya, Pak.
Pembaginya sangat besar tak hingga ya. Tapi yang di atas pembilangnya ini sangat kecil. Pembilangnya itu cuma -1, 1. Coba -1 sampai 1, berapapun angkanya, kalau kita bagi dengan suatu yang sangat besar, misalkan -1 sampai 1 ini kita bagi dengan 1 juta. Kemudian kita perbesar lagi, kita bagi dengan 1 triliun. Kita bagi lagi dengan 10 pangkat berapa, misalkan 10 pangkat 21 gitu ya. Itu nggak tahu itu bertriliun-triliun lah gitu. Tapi kita punya yang pembilangnya itu cuma antara -1 sampai 1 dibagi dengan sesuatu yang besar, itu pasti nilainya akan menuju ke berapa?
0.
0 ya. Karena kecil dibagi besar, yang di bawah itu lebih besar gitu ya. Is it clear?
Clear, Sir. Very clear.
Okay. We will continue with the limit at infinity of rational functions and asymptotes later on in the afternoon session. We are left behind by a lot actually, but that's okay. I have uploaded the materials on Microsoft Teams. I hope that you learn the materials, you learn the slides before the class. I hope. So let's stop now. Sorry if I take your time for about 13 minutes. See you again in the afternoon session at 2. Let me end it here. See you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Sir. Sir,
Yes, sir.
Sir.
I'm sorry. Cuma